Yeah, Mr. Chairman, so I have understand that it's forbidden that I look to Mr. Kamal. In any way, I'm going to surprise Mr. Kamal because essentially, Mr. Kamal, I am in agreement with the critical points you have made on the proposal that is on the table. I don't deny that we need practical and technical arrangement, Mr. Weber, with Turkey as a part of a global approach. But it is not a practical or technical arrangement. It is a deal with Turkey in which we outsource our problems. In a deal in which we are giving, in fact, the entrance keys, the keys to the gates of Europe in the hands of Turkey, of the successors of the Ottoman Empire, to Erdogan. I should even say maybe to Sultan Erdogan. He shall now decide on the entrance in the European Union. Because what is the deal, in fact? The deal is that we are blocking, collectively, the entrance to the European Union for Syrians and for other people, and it is Turkey on an individual basis who shall decide who is the refugee who can enter, in a trade-off, one-to-one. Some Syrians shall maybe enter, but for example, Afghani who are fleeing for IS in Afghanistan, no. And a Kurd who want to leave Iraq or maybe another country shall certainly not be allowed to be in that, to enter in that scheme. So I have to tell you, I am on the same side as Mr. Kamal. For once, I should say, I find this deal hugely problematic. Problematic because it's a type of collective refoulement, what we are doing. Collective refoulement, and in my eyes, this is forbidden. This is forbidden by the Convention of Geneva. Moreover, you have to know, dear colleagues, that Turkey is a very poor member of the Geneva Convention. They have not ratified a number of protocols. One example, Turkey doesn't give political asylum to Syrians. They give only political asylum to refugees coming from countries from the Council of Europe. And secondly, they don't give asylum, for example, to victims of internal civil conflicts, like the conflict raging for the moment in the southeast of Turkey. So I think that is hugely problematic to exactly ask to the country who has not fully accepted all protocols of the Convention of Geneva to say, and now you are going to do the business. It's like the Americans are saying to the Mexicans, oh, well, yeah, you manage the borders in the future. That is what we are doing. So I think it is hugely problematic. And secondly, all this, and I understand this reasoning, and Mr. Dombrovskis and Mr. Blazas had repeated this morning. They are saying, yeah, but it's the way to stop the smugglers. It's the only way to stop human trafficking. Well, I have to tell you, I'm absolutely not of that opinion. I think the opposite shall happen. By reducing the entrance point in the European Union in such a narrow way as we are doing now, by giving only to Turkey the possibility on an individual basis to give an entrance to the European Union, what we're going to do is that these desperate refugees are going to look to alternative routes, to other routes. And I tell you, in a few weeks, we have again here a debate in this Parliament about the revival of the Lampedusa route. We're going to have a debate about a new route in Albania, a new route by Malta, a new route in Bulgaria, and it's gonna not solve the problem, because the problem cannot be solved by others, by third countries. It has to be solved by us, by the European Union, and that is what we're lacking for the moment. So my plea to you, Mr. Dombrovskis and Mr. Plasgaard, is to do now what is necessary on the next Council. First, take a decision on the European Border and Coast Guard. It's fantastic that you're telling me we make progress. Yeah, that's already months that we make progress. Why don't you use Article 78, paragraph 3 of the treaty? Article 78 gives you the possibility to take emergency measures in case of an influx in the European Union of refugees and of migrants. And you don't do it. You don't need legislation of this Parliament and of the Council. You can do it based on the actual treaty. Do it. Start with it, with this border guard on the border with Greece and Turkey. Secondly, this 3 billion, how many times are you going to decide on the 3 billion? Can maybe the member states pay the 3 billion euro for once, and pay it not to the Turkish authorities, not to Turkish NGOs, but directly in the camps to the refugees, so that they have not to live anymore with $7 a month, because that's the reason why they come to us, because they have to survive with $7 a month. And this 3 billion, we have to put it in a direct financial aid to the refugees. And then finally, I think what we need to do also is changing our asylum system, changing Dublin. You know what we are doing, in fact? We are not changing Dublin now. No, we have put Turkey inside the Dublin system. That is what we have decided. Instead of changing the Dublin system, definitely, and make a fair share between the member states in the European Union. So, in the beginning, I was of the opinion, okay, maybe this deal can help. I have to tell you, the more I look to it, the more I find it critical, the more I find I am sceptical, and I have one plea to Mrs. Plaschaert: ask to Mr. Tusk to redo and to remake his copy and to go for real a European approach.
Vielen Dank, Herr Verhofstadt.